What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Fertility Friday video, and today's video is just like a quick update because as y'all know, with this journey we change our minds, things change, so many things get thrown into the pot, and you know, it kind of affects how our journeys are going. So as you can tell by the title, I'm now thinking about IUI versus IVF. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. I told you guys in the last video that next month we would be going to our new fertility clinic and that we would probably be getting started on our IVF journey and just kind of skipping over IUIs and just all together. And after talking to one of the nurses at the clinic and the admin person at the IVF clinic, they're like next door to each other, but they're like separate things. They work together, but they're separate clinics. I don't know if that makes sense. One is like military run and one is like in partnership with the military. So for those who don't know, my husband is active duty in the Navy, and I'm trying to go through a military treatment facility for fertility. So when I talked to both parties, they both kind of let me know that usually the clinic tries to encourage patients, if they're good candidates, to go through IUI and do about, you know, like 3 to 5 rounds of IUI before they send them off and recommend IVF for them. And then they tried to like cancel IVF altogether for me, and I was like, wait a minute, don't cancel my appointment. I want my appointment. I want my consultation, because if me and my husband can afford to pay for IVF, then if I want to do that, I still want that option. So I still want to go ahead and get the ball rolling with IVF, but at the same time I want to know more about IUIs. I don't know a lot about it. I've just seen, as I'm sure all of us have seen, a lot of women here on YouTube talk about IUIs, but I've never really like researched IUIs. I know it was, you know, a cheaper way of doing things, and my last doctor wanted to do an IUI. However, I was just kind of feeling a little iffy with my last clinic because they missed ovulation, I feel like, in that cycle where I shared like my results, whatever. You guys know I had very high hopes for a positive pregnancy test on my last letrozole cycle. So I was very disappointed, but I still like them. I think they're a great staff. I think it's a great clinic, but when it comes to now starting to put money out for things, I need you to kind of be on it, and I need your results and things to be like a little bit better than what they were. So yeah, and again, I know doing these treatments, nothing is guaranteed, but when it comes to my money, as you guys, well, you guys may not know, and I think I've mentioned it here before, I don't work. And I don't work because we're going through these fertility treatments, and also because I'm a student, and also because my husband knew that I had a hard time dealing with my miscarriage. Going through fertility treatments in general was just a lot for me, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So it was actually my husband's idea that when we got to our new duty station, that I take a break from work to focus on my health and my education. So that's where we are. So when it comes to putting money out for things, I'm a little bit more cautious about things. Yes, before we made this decision, before we moved to our new duty station, my husband and I saved and prepared for this. This wasn't just like, okay, yeah, just quit your job tomorrow. It was something that we prepared for. So yes, so we would be financially stable during this time, because we weren't sure how long any of this would take. So where was I? I kind of went off on a tangent. But so I told the lady, keep my appointment for IVF. So I have an appointment at 8:30 in the morning. It's about 3 hours away from us, so we'll have to get up super early to commute, but I'd rather pay the cost of gas for IUI and IVF because it's still a lot cheaper than what it would be if I just went with a civilian clinic in my area and paid them like $15,000 to $20,000 for IVF. With the military treatment facility, I'm looking at between like $4,900 to $8,000. I think based on me and my husband's history, medical history. Marley's coming in, you guys. My dog Marley, y'all know I got 3 now, and so Marley or Diesel, mostly Marley, always has to bust in on the video. So if you can see in the mirror the door opening and stuff, it's her coming in. Or if you hear any sounds, my dog Marley is now sitting next to me. Where was I, Marley? You threw me off. You threw me off. Where was I? Okay, so yeah, based on our like medical history and stuff, I think we would probably be closer to the $4,900 range or whatever, because if you needed to do ICSI, that was closer to that $8,000 range. We don't need ICSI. His semen analysis came back normal. Everything was fine with him. And so it would be a lot cheaper. The cost of IVF for me through a military treatment facility was about the same cost for a IUI at my civilian clinic. So you guys do the math. Another thing, after the nurse and she talked to a physician at the clinic, they kind of briefly went over my history already. They were like, yeah, you could do an IUI or whatever. So I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking about, should I do IUI over IVF? That's just kind of where I am. I think now after talking to them, I'm kind of leaning more to IUI first, just to give it a try. If we can save some money, I would like to, because I think for IUI, the only thing out of pocket that we would really have to pay for would be the washing of my husband's semen, and that is about $173 or something like that, plus the cost of gas to travel 3 hours to get to the clinic. So $4,000 for IUI or $200 for IUI. You do the math. So I'm just kind of like, I think I want to try that out first. If we can conceive through that way, we will save a lot of money. So my husband and I both are in agreement that we want to be a lot more aggressive in 2019. And the plan right now is to go every month, take a month at a time, and just kind of tackle it. Because my husband's in the military, y'all know they are always leaving in things. And we are also gonna have to figure out sperm freezing, because he may not always be around. There's no way to kind of gauge when I'll be ovulating, when I'll be needing insemination and all that stuff. So the plan now is to do sperm freezing regardless if I do IUI or IVF, just to make sure that I can do it if I need to without my husband. He is okay with that, because he is also like, our baby is coming, and my husband is like, we got this 2019, our baby is gonna come, and his hope is that we conceive by February, because he wants a November baby like he is. We are ready. I just need to make the decision. So when I go to Maryland for our first appointment, I have a 8:30 in the morning appointment with the IVF clinic, have a 9:30 appointment with the reproductive endocrinologist there. And then if we decide to go for IVF up front, we have to pay $361, and then that same day we have orientation from 10:30 in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it'll kind of be like an all-day thing in Maryland. We're trying to do everything that we can get done while we're there, because it is far from us. In the meantime, I am coming up with my list of questions that I want to ask these doctors, because I'm trying to get all the answers. And I'm trying to eat healthier. So I'm like drinking a cup of pomegranate juice every day. I'm getting plenty of those like green leafy vegetables in. I'm drinking plenty of water. I have not taken any vitamins, because you guys know I was supposed to be getting that iodine radioactive test done. But right before I started filming this, the hospital called me and they had to cancel it because the medication won't be prepared in time for my test. It was recommended that I do get the radioactive iodine test done by the clinic in Maryland. The earliest that they could do it would be like the 7th. So I told them cancel it all together. I'll figure it out when I get to my first appointment in Maryland. I'll see what they want me to do, see if they can do it, see if they can order it at my local military treatment facility, and we can kind of go from there. But we'll get that figured out and deal with that next month. I'll start taking my vitamins until they tell me I'm going to be scheduled for another iodine test, because you cannot take your vitamins because your vitamins have iodine in it, and you can't have iodine, you can't have any fish. It's like all these requirements of things you cannot consume before you get this testing done. So I'm going to start back up taking my Rainbow Light prenatal vitamins. My energy has gotten better. I know I told you guys back at the end of October that my energy was really low. It is still not the best, but it is better. And I don't know if that's because I stopped taking the vitamins and stuff, because I haven't taken like probiotics, I haven't taken any vitamins, I haven't taken any maca root, I haven't taken anything. So I don't know really what's happening. I haven't taken any type of supplements. So I plan on incorporating though my prenatal vitamin back into my routine every day, so that I can make sure I get my folic acid built back up, so that we can make sure we have the best chances possible to get this baby here. So crazy. So I wanted to share with you guys some of the questions that I plan on asking the doctors. So if you guys have any questions, suggestions after hearing my list, please leave them down in the comment section so I can add them to my list before I get to this appointment. I have my questions here, so I'm just going to kind of read off my list of questions so you guys know what I'm asking. So maybe if you find this video and you've been kind of trying to figure out what you should be asking when you go to the doctors, hopefully this can help you guys figure out or come up with your own list or add to your list of things that you can ask the doctors so that you're well informed when you go into these appointments, because a lot of this can be confusing and we leave with a lot of questions. Because we live so far, I'm telling y'all, I'm trying to get it down pat before I leave this clinic, because I don't want no problems. We don't have time for that anymore. We have been trying to conceive since September of 2015. I'm ready to get this done. So question number 1, what is the process at this clinic? Some clinics like to start their own blood work and do their own workups before they start your process. Some of them will take your lab results from other clinics. Some of them will just kind of add to. It just kind of depends. Some of them offer different kind of treatments. Some of them have their own acronyms for some of their treatments that they do. I want to know the ins and outs for you guys who are new. This will be my 4th doctor that I'm seeing for fertility, and things have been different at all of the clinics. So I'm gonna ask them first, what's the process? Question number 2 is, how long does the treatment take? This question is more specific to IVF, because I've never done IVF, and a lot of the videos that I find on YouTube are like kind of sped up versions of things. So I don't have like a clear timeline of what exactly is happening. Although Simply Tanika, shout out to her, she is doing her rollout of her IVF process. I'm praying for the best for you, girl. I've been watching her too, and watching like her journey or whatever, and I kind of have a good idea, but I want to know, you know, how long in general does this process take at this clinic? Question number 3 is, what are some of the side effects that I can expect to experience? And that's for IUI and IVF, because I don't know if this clinic is a clinic that is pro Clomid and not letrozole Femera, because the last clinic didn't like Clomid, so they only used letrozole Femera, and the clinic before that I only use Clomid. So I want to know like what kind of medications they use, or what combination of medications they use. I know Clomid Gonalef Ovidril trigger shot, and I know letrozole Gonalef Ovidril, and I don't know, there's another type of injection some people get. So I just kind of want to know like what can I expect from the process. I know that there's bloating. I want to know the ins and out of everything. Explain it to me like I am new to the TCC journey, because I don't want to get caught off guard by anything. I like to plan ahead for things, if you guys can't tell already. Question number 4, do you recommend support groups during this process? And when I say recommend, I'm asking, do they like give us a list of recommended support groups to join? Do they have some at their clinic? Do they put you in groups with certain people kind of going through the journey with you? I want to know it all. Question number 5 would be, how soon can I start the process? So I have that question because I know it kind of goes off of where you are in your own cycle, but then, you know, some people will be like, well, some clinics, I know for IVF, some clinics will do, we have this group starting at this time, so we'll need to put you on birth control so everybody can be kind of linked up together, and we have a whole group that we work on at a time kind of thing. And then I know IUI, it's just kind of based on my own cycle, but I know after looking at my paperwork and reviewing everything, I don't know if they're going to want to change up some things, maybe push it off for a month or so if I need to improve in some areas as far as like my health is concerned. So that's why I have that question. Question number 6 is, will I see the same doctors through the whole process? Now, in San Diego, when I saw my 2 doctors for fertility there, I saw the same doctor through the whole process. So in my first doctor, oh, Dr. Cardenas was the best. He gave me his cell phone number. He, like, I could call him at any time. Dr. Cardenas, this is what's going on. This is what I'm experiencing. I could come with my questions. I could come with my apps. He had it down packed. I felt like we were like this, okay? He knew me. I knew him. We knew how to work together. Like, we had it down. The second doctor I saw in San Diego, I saw him, and he did have an assistant that worked with him, so I talked to them too. The clinic here in Virginia that I went to, I had my doctor. I love my doctor. And then when my cycle got started, I started seeing like all these other doctors, all these other people, and it was just kind of like, who are you? And then things that I talked to my doctor about, they didn't know about, and then I was trying to catch them up, and they were like, well, based on her notes, I don't think that's what she was saying. I'm like, no, I know what she was saying. I write my notes and stuff. I don't know. It was just kind of like confusion with that. When there's like 13 doctors that you're seeing, I just kind of want to see the one. So I want to be prepared this time, because that caught me off guard the last time, because when I got my hysteroscopy done, all that stuff, it was all the same doctor. And then as soon as my letrozole cycle started, it was just like 3 or 4 different doctors that I was seeing. And it was just kind of like, what is this? So for this clinic, I want to know, am I going to be seeing my same doctor the whole process, or can I expect to see 13 other people? Because I don't know, we're gonna have to talk about that. Question number 7 is, if I achieve pregnancy, how long will I have to come to that fertility clinic? So this is one, I see some fertility clinics kind of try to keep their patients into the 2nd trimester. Some of them kind of release them a little bit earlier and tell them start finding their own OB. I want to know too, because you guys know it's 3 hours away, so I want to know how much longer I'll have to make those commutes for appointments and stuff. So question number 8 is a loaded question. The first part of the question is, if I do not achieve pregnancy, what are the next steps? And will the next treatment be cheaper? And how long before I can try again? Those questions are really just self-explanatory. I need to know these things. I need to be preparing. Question number 9 is, what is the clinic's success rate, IVF and IUI? I really want to know this because I'm kind of seeing mixed reviews on YouTube, on social media, on Google. I kind of get some saying, depending on which route you go, there's like a 7% chance with IUI. Some saying there's like a 20% chance, and so much up and down. And then I see a lot of people saying, oh, don't do IUI, it's a waste of time. And then I see people saying, you know, oh no, go for IUI. That's what I did. And my husband actually was talking to one of his coworkers yesterday, and her wife did IUI and they conceived, and she was like, yeah, don't go do IVF. So, you know, everybody has like their personal preference for things. So I want to talk to the doctor specifically. I want to know their numbers. And the final question, question number 10, do you have any suggestions for preparing for IVF or IUI? What I'm expecting from them is like suggestions on like keeping my fitness at a minimum, no more, because I've been trying to get myself built back up into running longer distances. So should I stop that? Like, what would hurt me in the process and what's going to be beneficial to me in the process, because there's so much information on the internet, and I'm not a doctor like so many other YouTubers aren't doctors. So we can take all these suggestions from each other, help each other out, but you all should really be talking to your doctor about what's going to be best for you. So I plan on doing the same thing. I hope those lists of questions were helpful. If you have any suggestions on other questions I should be asking because you have been through IVF or IUI, then please leave them down in the comment section so that I can add them to my list. Right now it's just those 10. That's all I have. Our babies are coming. Listen, I want you to go ahead and put it down in the comment section. Our babies are coming. Do not forget that. Hold on to that. I'm praying for you guys. Thank you guys for continuing to pray for me. Just in case I don't get a chance to post anything on Christmas, because I'll be spending Christmas probably on the ship with my husband. But I wanted to say Merry Christmas. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you guys for being patient with me, most important. I'm always thinking about you guys. I was telling my friend last night, Alicia Shamir, I'll leave her channel down in the description box. I told y'all, go ahead and follow her. She on it with the hair, the beauty, the lifestyle. She got it going on over on her channel. But I was telling her last night how, you know, I think about you guys and your journeys. And I was telling her like, yeah, girl, you know, I'm kind of emailing my subscribers back or whatever. We communicate a lot, and I'm thinking about who has this treatment going on and who has that treatment, and I'm trying to keep up with all of you guys because I want to support you guys just as much as you support me. I'm putting all of my journey out here, and you guys who write me or take the time to write me, I want you to know that I'm always thinking about you guys. I'm always praying for you guys. I'm being totally honest with you guys. I sometimes internalize your pain, your hurt and stuff, and sometimes I have to give myself a little breather because emotionally I can't take all of everything, you know, on or whatever. But I want you guys to always know I am thinking about you guys. Let me stop rambling. I'm about to get ready to head out to the grocery store because I didn't even plan like a holiday dinner. I think I might be cooking on Christmas Eve or something. Like, I need to get to the grocery store because we don't have any food here to cook for the holidays, and we may have some company. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for always supporting. I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas.